and the opponents, the college kids who aren't schooled in this kind of stuff, and then the body armor and the guns, it's all meant to protect his fear and his ego, and he didn't have it.
It's
here.
very strange that he was that worried about me coming on, and then it was really strange that, like, wait, what was your plan? Just to have your producer come over and try and run interference?
Because, like we said, Ben Shapiro in this moment, it's just useful to contrast, would have said, all right, fine, Sam, we're going to do it. Right. You want to talk about masks? We're going to talk about
exactly.
masks.
And that's the best thing I could say to Ben Shapiro. Now, everything else after that would be atrocious. But continue.
You're so clever. I had no idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today with your pig pen peanuts eyes.
I wish every.
You take those off with the velveteen
really
buttons.
We must have been
Black
very
eyes,
right
aren't
about
they?
this.
Like,
It's positive. There, so he's referring to my pig pen
peanuts eyes. Velveteen rabbit eyes.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means. He's mocking my eyes in some way. Let's table that, because he comes back around to it. He's really obsessed with my eyes. It's odd. Get obsessed with another man's eyes.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, all right. No sound. No sound. He came back to it at the end, and he wanted me to take my glasses off. And when we get there, we will. And
I mean, next thing you know, he's gonna ask you to take your shirt off.
I mean, he's maybe we could go shirt off and do a little bench pressing. Maybe he oils me, I oil him. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
I mean, I don't think you're suggesting it. I think that's maybe something he might suggest.
Oh, come on,
Sam. I didn't want to.
Let's have a
Sam,
debate.
come
If
on.
no
I'll tell you what. I have a general
This is a
rule.
great opportunity.
I don't start a debate based with people on a lie. And how about you get
sabotaging?
How about you get
Stephen,
to
show yourself, you coward. Stephen, show yourself. Don't show your co-host.
Ethan, you should show yourself.
Ethan, how can you respect yourself as a man, brother?
Stephen, you are such a coward. Stop showing your little leprechaun co-host who comes out dressed like your sidekick.
Come on, Ethan, why do you have to bring on a
Show
guy who
Stephen.
has 30th of the viewership?
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. So you have a guy with less viewers to come on to
I
debate
want to
him?
explain something else. This is the feed that Ethan's getting. What Steven has multiple cameras. He has a major studio. And so what they do is there's two things that happen. There's the live switching that takes place. And then there's all the footage that they have saved. So, for instance, we never see his studio camera that's up there. And he's got multiple cameras on. He's got cameras on his producer. He's got cameras on himself. He decides to feed the producer because Steven is hiding from Ethan during this, and me, I guess. But on his show, they use the footage of when Steven wasn't going, Dad, get Dad in here.
And like wiping sweat and making tears.
And cutting it, and they cut it as if they weren't doing that. And so you'll hear Ethan on his version, on Crowder's version, say, don't hide. And it's on Crowder because they were in major damage control, right? They were in major damage control after this.
Well, they're screaming. They're so upset.
Well, do we have that video my buddy sent of the chimps? When we'll play that in a second. All right, go ahead.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. So you have a guy with less viewers to come on to debate him because you can't?
Well, obviously, if I'm a layup and not a debater.
Well, look, you're the one who called. You're the one who got
Steven's the one that got angry about
it.
Show
Steven. Don't be such a coward.
All right, hold on. Let me hear what Pigpen has to say here, really quick.
Fair enough.
Show
but
Steven.
Ethan, look, I don't. Hold on a second, Ethan. This is because initially I came on here to talk with Ethan. Ethan, come on, man. Look, the same reason that I haven't ever had a conversation with Sam Seder is the same reason that Joe Rogan, Sam Harris, Brett Weinstein, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro don't own anything. It's based on a lie, Ethan. Just like you claiming my Ethan.
What's the lie?
You claiming my booker reached out to you, Ethan, when you know that's not true. There's no
What's
one
the
ducking
lie?
you,
Why
Sam.
are you
I've
so
never
afraid.
Sam,
Yo, listen, I think you're a smart
I
guy.
can call out Mike
I don't
Tyson.
understand why
It doesn't mean that I'm
you
ducking
are so
him.
worried about this.
Why do you feel that? Why do you feel that anyone, Sam? Why do you feel that anyone owes you airtime when you have a 40th of the audience?
Let's deal with this Mike Tyson thing. Does anybody think in a million years, it's one thing for Steven Crowder to be going like, I want to fight Mike Tyson. I want to fight Mike Tyson. But if Mike Tyson's in a ring and he's got his gloves on and Crowder jumps up and goes, I'm ready, man. Let's do this. Do people think like Tyson would go like, no, I'm not going to.
This was based on a lie.
This was based on a lie. I'm not going to box you. You don't have, you're.
I thought I was gonna fight Logan Paul or whatever, like Sam said, but actually it's Steven Crowder.
You only
so.
weigh 185 pounds, and I only fight people who are at least 195 pounds. So you can get up in my face, but I'm not going to box you because that's the way I operate. I mean, why does
Not to call Ethan Logan Paul in this situation.
he is? It's more Crowder calling himself Mike Tyson.
Yes, and also I just want to point out so now the thing that Crowder keeps falling back on now, and what he's obsessed with is that, oh, Ethan, you're a coward and you didn't debate me. Ethan from the start was like, I'm not a good debater. I'm in this area. I'm not in politics. He's conceded that point.
Yep.
So that's like, Crowder, you've got literally nothing now because Ethan's already said, yeah, that's why I brought Sam on.
Yeah, he doesn't care, actually.
He
care at
really
all.
doesn't give a shit.
Okay, go ahead. I think you're a smart
I
guy.
can call out Mike
I don't
Tyson.
understand why
It doesn't mean that I'm
you are
ducking him.
so worried about this.
Why do you
I
feel that?
honestly
Why do you
don't.
feel that anyone, Sam? Why do you feel that anyone owes you airtime when you have a 40th of the audience and you've been doing the
I
show
don't think anybody
for 10
owes me
times as longer?
airtime. I think that Ethan has just given it to me. I didn't
Right.
ask him for it, and
Right.
so
No, you've been begging
the
for
real
it for a long
question
time
is,
with everyone
Steven,
bigger than
why
yourself.
Are you so
he found
worried
He
about
can't build an
engaging with me?
audience, and so what
Why
happens is
are
he
you
uploads
so
15
worried about-
times more,
Do you think
has
your
less than a
audience
50th of the
says-
audience.
Well, that's
Do
why
you
he wants to
think that your
debate you, is so he
audience-
can build his.
Sam,
Do you
Sam,
think
come on.
your audience
Yeah,
cares
yeah.
that I only have 1 million subscribers and you have what, 6 or 7 million
I think.
subscribers?
Let me answer. Can I
don't
answer your
think
question?
they
Can I
do.
answer your question? Can I answer your question? Do you want me to answer your question? My audience would say Sam who? Just like Joe Rogan's audience and Ben
Well, now
Shapiro's
they
and
all
Dave
know
Rubin.
who I am.
Now they
You've
all know
just
who you
introduced
are
me.
because you had to
Your
shoehorn
audience
yourself into
watches
another coward
itself
show.
into
College
another
students,
show.
every day that you do that,
Why are we-
change my
Hold
mind.
on a second. Hold on
they
a second.
don't know who those college
This is another
students
lie.
are.
This is another lie.
possible
Let
difference
me
would it be?
clarify, Sam. Let me clarify, Sam. The
I need
change
to
my
go
mind.
through
Everyone knows on the
Change
show.
my mind. Change my mind is not actually a debate. It looks like a debate. I'm sitting down with college students who disagree with me, and I am telling them, change my mind, and I'm responding back to them. But it is not a debate because if I say it's a debate, then my whole story about why I don't debate people who people don't know would go out the window. So I've already discussed that.
Yeah, it's
One
not
for Steven.
it's not meant to look like all comers can just come in and give me a debate. We actually just it's
And he knows who
unbelievable.
Sam is, and he's already admitted he knows who you are.
Yeah.
I should have said, Steven, change my mind. Change my mind. Therefore, I've entered into the change my mind zone
Yes.
where I am allowed to. That's exactly, I didn't have a debate with this 5th grader the other day about, I just said, change my mind.
Unfortunately, Steven's chat was disabled for his live stream this morning, so we couldn't
weird.
tell. But from the comments, it appears that people actually do know who Sam was. They have quite strong opinions of Sam in Crowder's audience.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah. Why
interesting.
did he
That's
disable
weird.
the chat? It's like he's not really interested in the free exchange of ideas.
Our chat is enabled, folks.
Hello, chat.
Chat is enabled. We will also get to phone calls and IMs. And we should say also, all of these people that he's named have had people who are not well known on their show. I mean, and I would add, I am an MSNBC contributor. I mean, we're on the Peacock app.
Sellout.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He is clearly lying. I'm a huge sellout. You don't
That's a
get
good
those kind of
point.
bucks. You don't get those kind of bucks by not being known, ladies and gentlemen.
a 40th of the audience, yet you have, whatever, one.
I mean, it may
He's got
be. Our
5.
YouTube audience may be a 40th.
At one point it was 40, at one point it was 15,
Yeah.
6 times, whatever.
Day that you do that, change my mind.
Hold on a second. Hold on
they
a second.
don't know who those college
This is another
students
lie.
are.
This is another lie.
What possible difference
Let
would
me
it be?
clarify, Sam. Let me clarify, Sam. The change my mind, everyone knows on the show, right?
Yes.
We've had
How did
professors
you know
on the.
I ended
This is
my
what-
show
okay, he's not
early
gonna talk.
last week, Stephen? If your audience doesn't
Because
even
you're
know
an
me,
idiot,
how
and
did you
half
know
of your
that?
staff
Do
doesn't
you watch
like
my
you.
show?
Because I'm
Pause
a
it.
diehard
Pause
fan.
it. Pause it.
Brendan leaked it to Crowder. 'cause he
Yeah,
doesn't like
Brendan.
Sam.
All right. Brendan, you better get on mic for this. Now, I understand there's a little bit of pressure. Now,
Don't worry, he won't retaliate by firing you.
all right.
But
Yes.
he might.
Now, Brendan,
Yes, Sam.
well, we'll start with Emma. We'll land on Brendan because I have my suspicions. Emma, you haven't been here that long.
You don't really know
Really,
my-
just
yeah.
6 to 8 months.
My allegiances.
But I'm going to look away, so I'm not in any way intimidating you or pressuring you. And we're doing it on camera. People can see that if in any way that I dock your pay or your commissary privileges, if for whatever reason you don't get the extra dessert that maybe Matt might get, people will know. People will know. So, Emma, can you stand me?
I told Crowder about how you never turn on the fucking AC.
God damn it. But that you're not answering my question. If I promise,
That's one of the staff that's that hates you. Between Brendan and I, we just need to hate you a half. And then Crowder's right. And we both hate you a quarter. So.
a quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Crowder's wrong. Crowder's wrong.
Well, no, it's both our quarters. So Brendan and I's quarters add up to a half.
It's a
and then
draw. It's
Emma's
a draw.
Full.
Oh no, then he's right.
Yeah, so
right.
it's
Okay.
just half.
Oh wait, both your quarters.
No,
Oh,
I'm,
shit.
I'm taking it down to 75% because
Oh,
you know
so
I
it's
do.
only- yeah.
I do like when you leave me those extra cookies that
Okay.
you refuse to eat.
So, in other words, only 3/8 of the staff can't stand me and hate me. All right, I just wanted to make that clear. So, when we're talking about lies, Stephen Crowder,
But like, let's
3/8. I think a fight is
let's
3/8.
investigate that. So like, what's he hinting that one of us tipped him off? Like, maybe be more prepared, Stephen.
Do it.
Wait, where's my board? You got to. Oh God, he comes into the studio first time. Okay, I'm sorry. Will you say that again, Matt? One of you guys, what? Yeah, when you guys tipped off Crowder.
Oh yeah. Well, the idea that one of us tipped off Crowder, he should have came more prepared, like Jason Bourne would have done.
Okay. I continue.
Yes, it's because he's a diehard
Well,
fan.
if you're
I
a
had heard
diehard
of you,
fan,
but I just met you.
Why not?
Congratulations,
have me
Sam Cedar's fan.
and Stephen
I'm just
have
a
a
huge
conversation.
fan.
I will
like-
talk
right now,
about
every
the
time I
issues
try and
that
talk,
you
you're
want to talk
interrupting,
about,
Sam.
Stephen.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm
Anytime
trying to talk with you. You're interrupting,
You
Sam.
bombarded the show.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
bombarded.
Now
You
I'm
bombarded my.
interrupting. I interrupted him. That's what it is. Incidentally, if you look at the version that he put out, my audio is ducked. They
Yeah.
lower my audio in that. Now, remember, they have separate channels, so it's not mixed. There's no doubt in my mind. On Zoom itself, it saves the channels. He ducks our audio.
In addition to Newsweek, now Vice has covered the story.
Let's go.
Okay, good.
Show under a false pretense. You claim that just like you claim that I ducked the debate with you under a false pretense. Have I ever?
That is what the Politicon people told me.
Oh, is that what they told you? So you're just lazy with your research?
And if
Pause
Big Tech is
it. Pause it. Let's do some research here. Steven's going to say, like, I never went to a Politicon. There was like 3 Politicons, right? I think there was 3. I only went to one. Just the fact that he hadn't gone to any Politicons, maybe that time he was going to go and he didn't.
Yeah, you'd never gone to one.
Here is the phone call. And Brendan, were you here at this time? Not like, okay. Oh, yeah, you went. But what happened was they said that I was going to debate Crowder. We were ready to go. This was a couple months before the actual thing. And then it was weird. They were sort of like being evasive about it. They hadn't confirmed it. And so she said, can we talk on the phone? Because she didn't want to write it down on an email. And we're not going to play the woman's name. And we slowed it down before, but I subsequently think, like, I don't think she works there anymore. So I don't think she cares. Here is
also Politicon didn't even seem to care because they retweeted it.
Yeah, Politicon, yeah. Oh yeah. Wait a second. That's evidence too. Politicon retweeted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because they were pissed that he backed out at the last minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they had to pitch us as in this phone call. They had to pitch
Okay,
other
so
people.
play the call. I forgot about that.
Things are moving along. I was literally just building your proposed schedule panel.
Oh, great.
I know. It's very exciting stuff. So you'll have all of that soon. I did want to talk to you about the debate.
Okay.
So it seems that Steven Crowder has maybe gotten some cold feet.
Okay.
And feeling a little intimidated. So I don't think he's coming.
He's not even going to come?
Right.
Why is that?
You know, it's a great question. I would love to ask it to him myself. He's not even answering anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. That's too bad.
Interesting. But I have two other options for you that I think might be interesting.
Okay.
And if they're not, we go to the drawing board.
Okay.
We're happy to do that. So we have Candace Owens coming from Turning Point USA. Are you familiar with her? Kanye's a big fan.
Sure.
And the other one we have, which actually I think would be my preference, I think it could be very interesting, and I think it's a very interesting dynamic, is Dan Bongino.
Who is Dan Bongino?
Dan Bongino, he eluded me at the beginning because I didn't quite understand who he was. He's had insane growth on YouTube and Facebook Live and things of that nature. He was former Secret Service, and now is just a big pro-Trumper. I'd love to send you some info and background on him and kind of what our idea is behind it.
Okay.
But if neither option is favorable, I can absolutely go back to the drawing board. I have not a single problem doing that. I want to make sure this is a great experience, number one, for you, and something that's interesting and toothsome for you to get into also.
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with Candace Owens, and that might work. But send me information about that other guy. I just have never heard of him. And yeah, that's a real shame.
I think
Crowder.
you're bigger. Yeah, I don't know what his team is doing around him, and that's just for me to speculate at this point. I don't know.
He has a team. He has a whole team, and he won't do it. He can bring the team.
I believe it's his father, but I can't confirm or deny that.
Okay. All right.
I'm not quite sure. That was just my inference.
I understand. Well, I mean, he's young, isn't he? He's not that young, is he?
He's a young guy. He's in his 20s.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, send me. That's it. And then, of course, we had the whole correspondence with Gavin McInnes on his show. People can go, and I think we did a video about it at the time. And Gavin was really mad at Steven for backing out again. Really weird.
It's really unprofessional. It makes it hard to put a show together. And Steven talks about how hard they work on their show, and he should understand this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And for evidence, people can go back and look for that Politicon retweet. Why would Politicon alienate Steven Crowder, someone with 100 billion YouTube subscribers? Why would they ever alienate him for someone, for some little pipsqueak like me, unless it was true that he was signed up to do it and he backed out and stopped contacting them even? But continue.
Forbes covered it now too.
Oh, and the headline is, Sam Seder humiliates Steven Crowder after a surprise debate appearance. The internet laughs.
Oh my God.